start this one. It's all over the place. We'll see what comes through. There's a number of things that are rattling around in my head. At any point in time, I'm very likely monologuing. There's and I don't just mean like hearing thoughts. There's hearing thoughts, and then there is like, ooh, this is a topic that I am feeling into, and words are coming. Anyways, it's very exciting that more and more people are feeling. They're feeling with intensity. Please feel. Please feel. I don't think I have to ask anyone who might be watching this video to do that. Just a reminder, as always, I speak to myself in this. Please feel. Please appreciate your feelings, not as indicative of anything going right or wrong. That's not it. This is the thing, is like, feelings do give you information, they give you guidance, but that guidance is not necessarily about what you are supposed to be doing in your physical surface experience. That I don't jive with that. That doesn't feel true to me. That doesn't feel good to me. That feels like an externalization, another, just like we're taking something and projecting it outwards, and we're still needlessly concerned with manipulating the conditional physical realm. That's just not necessary, and ultimately is disempowering, because your power is in feeling, right? And you have direct control over that dial, and this is not the kind of control that is trying to eliminate or eradicate anything. It's not a manipulative control. It is your power to stand where you want to stand. That's your power. Okay, you are here. You are being space. You are here. This is where you always are. This is you. And you have the power to stand where you want to. And what I mean by that is to place yourself in the feeling place that you want to be in. That doesn't mean the elimination of other feelings. Those feelings are all guidance that help you reach for the place that you want to be standing inside. And as you practice this, you begin to recognize every emotion is valuable in informing you where you would like to be feeling, what you would like to feel into. And emotions that we find unpleasant are helping us to reach into, oftentimes, spaces that we've never reached into before, to find new feeling spaces. Other times they're helping us practice, reach again and again into a feeling space that we would like to get really good at stepping directly into. Again, this is your power. You don't need conditions to change in order to feel things. Yes, this is a feeling journey. Yes, all experience is feeling. Everything is felt. You can't experience without feeling. That's what it is. And everything that you desire is feeling. And yes, you desire all feeling because all feeling is interesting and exciting and helps you to tune your preference, your personal, as being space, your personal preference. And it is right and beautiful and perfect that the preference of every individuated being space in the whole network ocean of reality has its own personal preferences, that they all be different, that they all be diverse and differentiated. Otherwise, we would expand in one direction. Everything would be moving one direction. There would not be a branching tree. It would just be, a corn stalk with nothing interesting going on. Obviously, that is not what is desired, or else that is what would be happening. But not only is that not desired, it's not sustainable, right? The branching, the networking, again, all of this, none of this is designed. This is just the way that it works. It works perfectly. Life, existence in its wild, natural state, grows organically, expands organically for the joy of it. There's no transaction involved. There's no requirement involved. Okay, there's nothing being achieved except for the expansion of experiencing. And so the expansion of experience, because they go hand in hand, right? Experiencing receives experience. From that, dreams up a new potential experience that has not yet happened. It doesn't know the details of it. It's just feeling into this place of what might this feel like. Ooh, I can taste this. And now it has opened a new place. So experiencing has expanded, and now new experience can flow in. And then experiencing receives that experience. From that, there is asking, it expands again, new experience flows in. You see how this is continuously growing, expanding in infinite directions, and becoming more nuanced, more diversified, more complex. These all go together. Right? If you start with just points A, B, and C, and then life moves into point A and dreams from there, life moves into point B and dreams from there. And some of these points overlap, some of them intersect. You know, maybe A and B both dream of K. But I'm not giving this any sort of, obvious logic, but maybe they do. Maybe they both connect there. But then at some point something happens and, one is introduced, and then like blue, and there's all of this branching that happens. This infinite diversification. As each new branch happens, new being space perspectives even can come into being. So welcome feeling. This is something that I've struggled with, and I know that every time I have struggled with this in myself, every time I have allowed the mind to talk me out of what I know, every time it's been a wonderful thing. Because every time I have asked with greater intensity to know what I know with greater intensity, with greater clarity. Every time I feel like I know it powerfully and then I allow myself to be talked out of it, all that is happening is I am having a feeling experience. I can admit to myself, honor in myself, I dislike this. I dislike the feeling of relinquishing my own self-validation of my experience, the reality of my experience, the knowing of what I know, which is not a knowing better than or more than anybody else. It is just the knowing of sun on my skin as it is happening. It is validating, this is real, this is happening for me, to me. This is my experience. I know what I know. Every time I'm talked out of that and I feel what it feels like for that to happen, I feel the waves of doubt. I feel this crushing, constricting, hyperventilation kind of sensation. And I say, I dislike this. I am asking for what I do like. I'm asking myself to feel into that space. Now that I know what I don't like, what do I know? What information is this giving me about what I do like? It's all information about your own preference. That is your guidance. All you are navigating is not the world around you, it is the internal feeling space. The navigational system is helping you navigate that space so that you can move through feeling to where you want to be. And every time you do, you recognize it's all connected. It's all connected. When I move into a sense of security, it is directly from the feeling of insecurity. Maybe there are a couple of steps along that way, but it's one road. It's connected. It is directly linked. So it's not an elimination of insecurity. It's not security as the opposite, as the flip side of this flat coin. I begin to see that all emotional sensation, all sensation, is this diversified landscape where everything exists simultaneously. And I can move directly from a feeling that I dislike into the feeling that I like. And actually being in the feeling that I dislike helps me find the feeling that I like. So I learn, actually, I like feeling feelings that I dislike. I like that. I appreciate that. That is a nice thing for me. It's a valuable thing, and it's not a tool, but it helps me to recognize what's going on. It builds a clearer picture. My perception of experience clarifies with every experience of contrast, right? It's like I am tuning this image, this internal sensational image. I'm tuning just like a TV set, like a radio. There's a bunch of static to begin with. And as there is more contrast added, the image becomes a little clearer. Every time it becomes a little clearer. And as it becomes clearer, I begin to really value contrast. Experiences of emotions, of sensation that I dislike. I no longer have to disown. This is something I've struggled with. Disown my own dislike of certain experiences. I can fully accept, I can fully embrace dislike and appreciate it. And now I am liking disliking. And I am knowing, because I'm owning it as personal preference, as true for me, I'm not tempted to convert it into some weird sort of externally projected truth about that experience. I dislike it. Wonderful. I can stay there and move directly into, I can value this as valuable experience, as perfect experience, as experience that is helping me to tune myself into the feeling space that I want to inhabit. Not hindering, helping, always helping. Everything is helping. And then I don't turn it into an opinion. I don't make a solidified position out of it. An experience, a sensation happens, a flavor is tasted, right? And I say I don't like it, but I don't shift into that shouldn't happen, that shouldn't exist, no. I need to stop that. That shouldn't be here. No one should ever feel that. I should never feel that again. That's wrong. That's a mistake. That's bad. It's evil. It's dangerous. Whatever word you want to put on it, whatever word, if it's the energy of that shouldn't be here, you have slipped into opinion, into position making, and position creates opposition. Now you are opposing reality instead of flowing naturally with it. And when you flow naturally with it, and you validate and own and accept your own like and dislike as your internal guidance system, you realize all of life is helping you to navigate itself internally. It's helping you to move internally where you want to be. Nothing is ever opposing you. There is no opposition. All of it is assisting you in understanding where you are and where you would like to move internally. And those places where you are and where you would like to be are never separate. They are never separate. One is not missing because the other is present. Everything is eternally present. Your feeling of absence, of disconnect, of numbness is directly connected, is pointing you to presence, connection, and feeling. It's right there. It is right there. It's a big freaking arrow. But you have to acknowledge the dislike. I struggled with this for so long because this is the sanitized Western version that has spread across the world of spirituality. That is all, everything is hunky-dory, rainbows and butterflies all the time. You should just like and love everything. It equates acceptance with like worship, with liking. I don't even know. Acceptance is not liking at the surface level. Acceptance is acceptance. It's not other than what it is. It is simply saying, this is here and what I feel is what I feel. This is what it is. I am what I am. What I feel is what I feel. That's acceptance. You're just not saying anything about it. This is what it is. I'm not adding anything to this story. I'm not trying to change it. I'm not giving it a spin. This is seeing clearly. It is what it is. This is what I feel. I'm not diverting into opinion, which is part of the spin. That's acceptance. That's authenticity. That's being real. This is really what's here. I'm not saying it's what's here for everyone. It's what's here for me because only I am living this experience. But what is here for me is here for me. And I also accept that when you say that something is here for you, that's your truth. I don't question that. That's your truth. But I'm also not concerned with it because it doesn't need to change. It is perfect that what is here is what is here. Absolutely so. And what is here is always going to guide you to where you want to be emotionally, what you want to feel. And when you learn this is freaking, it's finally, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's clicking. You can navigate yourself into any feeling at any time. And all of the feelings that you receive, situational or otherwise, whether they appear to be tied to conditional circumstance or not, none of those feelings need to change. All of them are exciting. All of them are taking you someplace new, and that new place is where you want to be. It is emotionally what you want to feel. And then it doesn't fucking matter what happens at the surface. I'm just not interested in even talking about that at this point. I just don't even want to go there because it doesn't matter. It does not matter what conditions appear. You have felt yourself into the feeling space that you want, and you've done it immediately, directly, within yourself. That's your power. So something that I'm realizing is that what I want to feel, so you learn with your preference, what do I like feeling? That's it. What do I like feeling? It's not why. It doesn't need a why. What do you like to feel? When you start discerning that, then when you start feeling anything that is different from that, you start to recognize how to get to this feeling place that you like from any other point of feeling on the map. You start to see that they're all connected and that they're all helping you. Everything is helping you find the feeling that you want. The further you get from it, the more diverse places, feeling places, points of interest that you explore, the better your feeling map becomes. The more comfortable with all of it you are. Because you start to see how numbness is connected to presence. You start to see how doubt is connected to assurance. How fear is connected directly to excitement, for one, they're the same, is connected to stability, peace, security. And pretty soon you're mapping numbness to security and fear to presence, right? And Now excitement and insecurity are connected, and excitement and numbness are connected. You're like connecting all of these nodes, these points of interest in the feeling world, and going, oh, I see how this leads directly to this. And anger becomes passion, becomes excitement, and I can get directly from excitement to presence. And then one day I find a route. One day I go, oh my God, I can go directly from anger to security. I can go straight from insecurity to security. I'm just, boom. Every time I feel a feeling and I say, I dislike this, I have information about the feelings that I do like. I know better where those feelings are. Not out here, in here. I am not talking about doing things to create feelings. This is removed from doing. There is no doing happening here. This is entirely an internal journey. The doing is irrelevant. Do what you want. Don't do what you don't want. Doesn't fucking matter. Okay, that is a whole other thing that is just following curiosity and interest. All right? And preference, yes. The real juicy stuff, the real exploration is the mapping of the internal, sensory, emotional world. The feeling that you like, the feeling that you dislike, the feelings that you want to feel, all of the feelings that you dislike tell you about where the feelings that you like are. They all help you get back there. They all help you navigate there. So the more of them that you're willing to feel, the more open you are and honest and authentic in that experience. Again, you're not transmitting something over this. You're trying to tune the screen because you're getting a clearer picture, right, of this feeling world. So we stop telling stories and making noise that we're then projecting over the screen. There's static there. We're already trying to tune it. You cannot tune the dial when you're just adding all this other crap on top of it. This made up just Tune the dial, set the stories down. Stay with what's true. You are the only objective reporter of your experience. You're the only on the ground eyewitness of this sensation. Only you. What are you seeing? What is actually there? I don't want the spin. You don't want the spin. You want to know the truth. It's not a big deal. Nothing is going wrong here. All of this is all right. What do you want to feel? I want to feel trusting. That's what I am realizing for myself. The feeling that I like perhaps most of all, perhaps the most fundamental, foundational feeling experience that I like, that I desire, that I choose is trusting. Feeling trusting. It is a feeling of everything is going to be okay. Everything works out. And it's just that. It's not trusting people. It's not trusting situations. It's not trusting that something specific is going to happen. It is the feeling of, I don't need to worry about it. I don't need to figure it out. I don't need to do anything. It's all taken care of. It all works out. I can just enjoy what's here. I can just let down, kick up my feet, sit by this fire and enjoy what is here. That's the feeling that I like. So I choose to find that feeling as often as possible. I am constantly observing what sensation is taking place, what sensation is present, not denying it, not judging it, just discerning, tasting. What does this taste like to me? Do I like it? Do I dislike it? What does that tell me about where I'd like to go? When I dislike something, now I get very excited. It's very exciting to dislike. I can dislike with abandon. with openness, with joy, I can dislike. And it's not a war against, it's not this shouldn't happen, oh, make it go away. It is, yes, I dislike this, and I'm so grateful and excited to know that I dislike this. And I know this is opening up a new space. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything. My dislike of this is opening a new cavern of like, a new grotto, a new space that is directly connected to this experience. Because I know what I dislike, I know more of what I like. And even if I don't consciously, even if it's not consciously filtering into the mind yet, that proto feeling has already been produced. By tuning into and receiving the dislike sensation, the rest of me is receiving that also and is expanding based on that. It knows, I know the rest of me that is not yet there, because a part of this process is the joy of having the little bit of delay. It's the joy of the little bit of space in between. What's it called? It's like the time that it takes for an entire cycle to happen. You know, this space between, I can't think of, I don't know the words for it. Somebody's going to know it. I know. It's frequency, I guess, is, you know, the time it takes, the length between the beginning of one cycle and the beginning of the next cycle, right? That space is delicious. That's airtime. That's hang time, right? That is the space in the air. That's the space you get to fly. That is the space in between leaps where you are in the air and flying and knowing, oh, I'm going to land someplace totally new. And this totally new place I'm going to land, and I'm going to have this moment of, oh my God, look at this. And as I'm looking at this, I'm already generating, just from experiencing it, the propulsion into the next jump. And I'm just like, I'm bounding, I'm leaping. And it's so nice to have this space in between that is just floating. It's airtime. It's like, everything slows down. You can see it, like in a movie. You know, the car goes off over the jump, and it's, and now you have this airtime, and it's the stomach drop feeling, and you're flying through the air. Oh my God. And that could be terrifying if you don't trust what's happening. If you don't trust and recognize this is the way it works. This is our breath. This is the cycle of all creation. This is our breathing. We leap, we land, we leap, we land. Every time we land, the next place that we're leaping to opens. Doing this on purpose is so exciting. And again, it's not about traversing the physical world. It's not. It just isn't. That part is irrelevant. At some point, maybe it all integrates. I don't know. Doesn't really matter to me. Maybe that's what happens. Who knows? This is where it's at. This is where the exciting, death-defying, gravity-defying, just like the flight is happening. Yes, I enjoy that tremendously. So embrace all feelings. Embrace all feelings. I really need to go inside. I want to say just a little bit about the perspective shifting that is happening, the splitting in perspectives. Okay, the splitting in perspective, we've talked a bit about this already. There's two kinds of energies. It's not good and bad. It's not good and evil. It's not right and wrong. It's not better and worse. There is closing. There is an energy that is closing, and there's an energy that is opening. That's it. Okay, and you get to choose. You get to choose which one you personally prefer. Which one feels better to you. And by feeling better, I mean feels more like what you like to feel. And feeling the other one helps you to know if that you like, which one that you like. You feel them both. Feel them both. Discern which one you like less and which one you like more. And then just, where you are. Start reaching for those feelings. You don't have to keep anything out. You don't need to be afraid of anything. You don't need to be afraid of feeling anything. But one energy is the conformist, okay? It's conformist energy. It's performative energy. It's domesticated energy. I'm going to explain that in a minute. It's sanitization, right? It is inoculation in the sense of vaccinating against. This is not a conversation about vaccinations. This is just an energetic example, okay? What else? It's self-improvement. It is power as domination. And with the self-improvement is the feeling of never enough. It's never enough. We're never satisfied. It's also salvation in past and future. Specifically future at this point, but it is salvation projected elsewhere. It's seeking, okay? You can feel all of that. Conformative, performative. Interesting thing about this energy is when you are in this space, and anyone can be there, your perception of the other energy is as a different version of this one. It's not a different energy. It's perceived as just a different version of the same energy. So this is why people who are kind of stuck in a conformist, performative place, they see someone in the other energy who is non-conforming, non-performing, and they say, you're just conforming to a different standard. You're just performing a different role. You're being contrarian, You're and you're a threat because what you want is for me to conform to your standard, right? Instead of mine. So you're perceived as threatening to my position. This is a strong position, right? Which is actually a very unstable, insecure position. And you want me to perform the way that you're performing. It does not comprehend non-performance and non-conformity. From this perspective, from the conformist perspective, everything must be conforming. It cannot see outside of itself. It's tricky. It's a tricky, sticky energy. But the best way to help dissolve that stickiness is to just stand in the nonconformity. And again, if you want to conform, if that's your preference, go for it. Go for it. And dissolving the conformity doesn't mean anybody is trying to change that. It's just you're not allowing the stickiness to stick to you, because it's going to try. It's going to come at you. It's going to throw goop at you and try to convince you that it's going to tether you. It's going to suck you in. It's saying, you're in opposition to me. You're not. Don't allow that projection to stick. Just don't allow it to land. That's the magic of the nonconformist energy, of the non-performative energy. It's not trying to do anything. It's not trying to change anyone. It's just saying, I'm here and I'm me, and this is my experience. And I see, because of my experience, that everyone is living their own experience, and that it's all unique and it's all diverse, and that's perfect. It works together in harmony. This is good. Nobody needs to change. Nobody needs to try to be a thing. We are just all as we are. And yeah, there's no trying, there's no effort. So nonconformist, non-performative, it's wild. It's not domesticated. Reality is wild. That's a fun thing. Reality is wild. This is organic. All of its creation. So the attempts to domesticate reality simply can't work, because they're operating from within a wild framework. And it can't happen. Reality is what it is. It cannot be other than as it is. And reality is wild. It is organic. It is natural. It is free. So all the projections, they don't stick to reality. They don't stick to nature. Have you noticed that nature, which is us, we're not separate from nature, but all of the nature, all of the plants and the things, They don't follow rules. Doesn't matter how many times we try to tell them, they will find ways to break the rules. Because they don't follow rules. Because rule following is not a thing that naturally happens. Preference following is what naturally happens. Preference following is what all of reality, all of existence is guided by. So it's wild. And it is messy and muddy and blended. And it is the energy of self-acceptance, not improvement. And self-acceptance is that energy which says, I am always enough. Everything is always enough, and I am always satisfied. Everything is as it is, and that is enough. And so it's not trying to change, it's not trying to manipulate, it is owning the experience of subjective preference and expressing that as objective truth, an objective personal truth. So again, all of this world it's paradoxical, but as you try these things out, you can see that there is one version that just works. There's a version that doesn't work. Try them both. Test this for yourself. There is relative absolutism. Try that out. Does that feel stable? Relativity is the base. Is relativity stable? Then there is absolute relativism. Try that one out. There's objective subjectivity. Okay, it sounds like it would be stable because objective is the base, but it's actually kind of flipped because subjectivity cannot be objective, but objectivity can be subjective. This gets tricky. Try this out for yourself. When you own your subjective experience, you can experience it objectively, which is directly, absolutely, truthfully. There was another one that was rolling around, but it's not coming to me at the moment. So all of this is paradoxical, but twist it around. Try it from different angles, and you will find that there is one which has a stable base. One orientation of this perspective, which actually does work. So I think that's it. I really got to go inside. I'm already late. Love your feelings. Value your preference. The preference that you discern from all feeling experience is important. Not because it matters on some grand scale, but because that is helping you navigate the internal feeling world to build a better map of it, a better feeling map. And the better that feeling map is, the more comfortable and confident you feel navigating to the feelings that you want to feel. Not to the exclusion of, to the radical inclusion of all feeling. All of it is part of this landscape. That is good. The more points of interest you have, the better able you are to navigate, the clearer picture you have of this whole beautiful feeling world. And the better you're able to traverse it. Because you want to. To go where you like to go because you like to go there. Not because it's accomplishing anything. Nothing is being done. It's where you like to be. Do you like to stand in the sun? Then it helps you to know the areas of shade so that you can find the sun from anywhere that you are. You know more clearly where the sun is. This isn't a light versus dark thing. It's not a perfect analogy. I'm just saying. The feelings that you like are made more clear, and you are better able to navigate to them the more you know the feelings that you don't like. So then you get to appreciate them all. You get to value and like them in a different, deeper way. All of them. But it's deeper, and you need to allow the preference to happen. I have to go. I love you. Take it easy.